Good morning, class. Today we're going to be reading a book called A Wolf's Tale by Ava Montanari. So before we even turn the page, just by the title and our illustrated cover alone, we're going to be making our predictions, right? What do we think the story is going to be about? What are some things we think we're going to learn? That sort of things. So I'll make a prediction first, a few, and then I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what pops up first in your brain just by hearing the title and by looking at the cover. So, A Wolf's Tale. So, for me, the first thing I'm thinking, what I'm going to predict is that we're going to be listening to a tale of a wolf. Very silly, right? I mean, like, predictions don't have to be lengthy, they don't have to be super complicated. It's just what we are thinking we're going to learn about, right? So I'm going to predict we're going to learn about a story about a wolf. Okay, I can even see the wolf on the cover here, which makes me think the wolf may be the main character. That's my prediction. Our wolf is going to be the main character. So what are some things that you guys are noticing on the cover? Got some houses. Oh yeah, we've got some houses made of different materials, right? Wood, and I think it's supposed to be brick, maybe some straw. I noticed these little things might be hard for you to see. We've got 1, 2, and 3. 3 little pigs. Yeah. So what other story does that make us think of if we've got a wolf and 3 little pigs? The story of the 3 little pigs, right? Most of us know that little fairy tale. So what do you remember about the 3 little pigs, the original story? Right? There was a big bad wolf. So do we think maybe this is going to be about the big bad wolf? Maybe. That's a good prediction to have. That's really good inferencing. Do we think every wolf is always big and bad? Oh, you think yes? Okay. Some think no. Well, I think we're going to find out. Let's go ahead and turn and start our reading. So, A Wolf's Tale. Okay. Look at the picture. Okay. Gather round, little ones. Don't be afraid. I'm going to tell you a story. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was a very bad wolf. Do you remember the story of the 3 little pigs? We do, right? We just talked about that. You know, the ones with the houses made of straw, sticks, and bricks. And do you remember the wolf who huffed and puffed and blew the houses down? Well, that was him. But this story is about me. Right? So that's so good, right? We made such good inferences and such good predictions that we already know that this story is related to the 3 little pigs. So we were right on track with those predictions. So we've got our wolf here. This is who our story is going to be about. We're going to summarize this really quickly. And he is a descendant. That is a new vocabulary word for the day. Can everyone repeat after me? Say descendant. Descendant. Okay, good job. A descendant is, well, actually, I want you to tell me, what do you think a descendant is based off of, if I say the sentence, this wolf in the story is a descendant of the big bad wolf. What do you think descendant means? Right, so descendant means it's someone who comes from the same family many generations later, right? So you are a descendant of your great-grandparents, just like he is of the big bad wolf. So let's get more into his story. So this is our wolf speaking, right? Let's not confuse the two. So it's our wolf, who we don't know what he's like, but we're going to find out. So I've lived here above Pig City for many years, watching, waiting. Then, one summer's day, as a breeze was blowing over Pig City, I noticed the little pigs were up to something. They were whispering, everyone whisper, okay, and reading notes. Suddenly, look at Pig City. A whispery wind caught a note and blew it right up to my window. Look at this. So we have the pigs whispering, sharing notes, and the wind brought it up to him. It looks like on his window, his balcony maybe. So let's read what the note said. Invitation. You are invited to Little Pig's surprise birthday party. Today, 4 o'clock, brick house. Whose birthday party is it? Little Pig's. And it's a surprise. So finally, I had my chance. I got straight to work, preparing a little surprise of my own. Oh, look, he's doing a lot of work. I worked hard all day until I saw the little pigs scurrying across the town, making their way to the party. What does scurrying mean? Right, walk fast. Walk pretty fast. So with my surprise ready, I crept down the hill after them. Okay, look at our wolf's hard work. Let's go ahead to the next page. Pig City was huge. What was Pig City? Huge. That means super big, right? I wandered the streets, but I couldn't find Brick House anywhere. Look at him. He's looking all around. He can't find it. So I knocked on a door. Everyone hold up your hands. Knock. Knock, knock, knock. Please, Mrs. Pig, can you tell me where Brick House is? I asked. I've got a surprise for them. No, no, no. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, screeched the pig inside. So this chunk is pretty big, so we're going to read this part again, and I want you to repeat after me when I say what Mrs. Pig said to our wolf, because we're going to continue repeating that throughout the story, okay? So please, Mrs. Pig, tell me, where can I find Brick House? I asked. I've got a surprise for them. No, no, no. Everyone say, no, no. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, screeched the pig inside. So let's summarize what we've learned so far. We know that this is a descendant of the big bad wolf, and he lives in Pig City, right? And he is on his way to where? Little Pig's surprise birthday party. So I walked further, my package feeling heavier, but I still couldn't find Brick House. So I knocked on another door. Everyone get your knocking hands ready? Knock, knock, knock. Please, Mr. Pig, can you tell me where Brick House is? I asked. I've got a surprise for them. Everyone ready? You gonna say it with me? No, no, no. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, boomed the pig inside. Everyone, let's shout that really loud in a loud voice. No, no, no. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Everyone keep saying that to our wolf. So I walked even further, and just as I was about to give up, I saw it. Brick House. Please, little pigs, can I come in? I asked. I've got a surprise for you. What do we think these little pigs are gonna say? Let's see. No, no, no. Ready? Say it with me. Not by the hairs of our chinny chin chins, squealed the little pigs inside. Please, little pigs, I asked again. I've brought something for you. How do we feel about our wolf? It's sad, right? No one's letting him in. So I heard running and squeaking, but no one let me in. The walk had been long, and my package was heavy. Tired and fed up, I pushed and pushed against the door, and slowly it creaked open. So before we move on, look at all these little pigs in here. They're saying, in here, they're hiding from him. Can you see all their little hiding spaces? Yeah. So the door opened, right? So don't be afraid, little pigs. You see, I've brought you something. It's big and it's bright and I made it just for you. It's before we find out what it is, I want to hear some of your predictions. What do you think our wolf worked really hard and long on for Little Pig's birthday? I thought maybe he was making clothes or something. It looked like he was using a lot of parts and pieces, right? Let's see. Ready? A cake! He made a cake for the birthday. Look, 3 layers. That's a really big cake. He's got candles on it, and all the pigs are so happy. That day, the little pigs let me join their party, and the only huffing and puffing was for the candles. Everyone blow the candles out. Good job. Okay, last page. Let's see. Oh, we're back to the present. So you see, little ones, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, 4 greats, was a very bad wolf. But I'm not. And now little pigs and big, not-so-bad wolves can live happily ever after together. It's bedtime. The story is over, and I hope you're all sleepy. Otherwise, I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll eat you all up. Just kidding. That was so silly, right? So, Wolf's Tale, there's a lot going on in this story, right? There was a lot of cool illustrations, cool pictures, and everything. But what happened to our wolf? Right? No one was letting him in. And then when they did, they saw he wasn't so bad, right? So he was misunderstood. That's also a new word we're going to learn from this book. Misunderstood. What do you think misunderstood means? I kind of just gave it away. Right. So misunderstood is when people think something about you that isn't true, right? They have an idea about you that isn't correct, right? So all the pigs in Pig City had an idea of our wolf. They thought that he was big and bad. They thought he was scary, right? But he wasn't. He was so nice and friendly making that cake for them. So, that was really good, right? So let's do a little bit of discussion questions, and then you guys are going to break into groups, and you're going to read this story again. Remember, we read books 3 times before we move on. So you're going to do some partner reading, and if you forget a word, just keep going. Use the illustrations for clues, and use the pictures, right? This story comes with a lot of illustrations, and that will give you some clues as to also what's happening in the story, even if you can't read it. But I want you guys to all try your best on your second read, and then the third read we'll do independently, okay? But before we go on, and before I put you into partners for that, we're going to do a couple of discussion questions. So, was the wolf in our story, was he really like his great-great-great-great-grandfather? No, right? He was nice and friendly. So what lesson did the pigs learn? It might be the same lesson as us. What did they learn? To not judge, right? To not judge Mr. Wolf, I guess we'll call him. And that's the same lesson we learned, right? To not judge someone. And why is that important, not to judge someone before we know them? Right? Because it's not nice, right? It's not kind. And it makes people feel sad. You saw how sad Mr. Wolf was feeling. He was so tired and he was frustrated because no one would listen to him. So whenever we're talking to each other, whenever you guys go off into your groups or your partners, let's keep that in mind, right? We're not going to judge people. When we meet new friends and new peers, it's a good thing to go in with a kind headspace, a kind heart, kind words, right? And to not judge someone before we know them, because we don't like to be misunderstood, and neither does anyone else, right? So thank you all for paying attention during A Wolf's Tale. Now you're going to go off into your partners and do it again.